Peace, how y'all doing? This is Star with the Star Booms. Um, I wanted to share a message. I don't know how. I got like a little different setup. I usually don't do my readings right here, but mm, I wanted to share a message. I have several things that have basically been popping up. One of the things was protection, being mindful of protecting your spirit instead of allowing yourself to be in this constant rate of believing or feeling like you're being attacked, be intentional um, to just keep up your cleanliness. Um, when you do that, when you allow yourself to even be in the rate of constantly calling your energy back, canceling contracts, coming out of your dream state and being mindful and intentionable. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's a word. But being intentional about, yeah, severing any, etheric cords that have been made, um, any agreements that were made, known and unknown, in all realms, at all times, in all constructs, presently. That's important. I wanted to share that first. I literally had heard caught red handed, and I wanted to get some messages for us. Um, I recognize a lot of the times when certain channels come through, you have an opportunity, I believe, to basically steer from the lower half of it. That's so crazy. It's so crazy. Literally illusions and somebody watching and spying, y'all. I wasn't gonna talk about it, y'all. I had somebody violate my auric field by astral projecting into my energy, and they've been doing it a lot. And I've been nice. I've been, putting messages like ask for permission before you come into people's energy. I've been saying, simply no. The reason why I've been being in this state because I know that a lot of the times people, like I said, we come into these certain awarenesses of our gifts and we aren't aware of the fact that it is our gifts that's basically, you know, activating certain rates of connection, certain experiences. But when you're aware and you're intentionally doing it and someone has made themselves clear, you have to be at a point to where you recognize, you know, whatever predicament you find yourself in based off of the decisions you've made, it's a bowl of your own making. Um, Eat it because you were told what not to do. All right, that's my baby laughing. Um, Give me 1 second, y'all. Three. Okay, so just a second ago, I had a couple cards fall out, so I wanted to share the cards that fell out, and pull up any other cards that might actually be in alignment with the message. I'm literally sitting here putting them together the way that they fell out. So the first card that we had come out was attract. This card says attractive, okay? But based off of what I was perceiving, caught red handed, I believe that a lot of the things that we have been in entanglement with has basically been bringing us to a fault. Um, I just literally heard like a door. There's a certain rate that we all basically must. It's just attunement. It's your frequency. I don't want to make it too complicated. Imagine if you're basically going. If y'all watch Trolls, uh, Trolls is like the perfect pitch. You know, when you're in alignment, you're basically at a rate to where, yeah, what you're coming into is mutually beneficial. You know, how you're showing up in your passion, being able to be aware of um, what feelings are actually being perceived, um, and then also just everything that the card basically says itself. A lot of unions are coming together, and there is a pull. And when you're dealing with certain rates of connections that are soul led, you really, really can't move those out of your energy. You could just basically raise your frequency, and whatever rate of experience that you'll have in it will be at the, yeah, it'll be at the aligned state that you're currently at. All right. The next card was renewal, it was spark. With this card, I basically feel like it is 555. Thank you, Spirit. I feel like it is 1234. Look at that. I feel it's basically representative of the energy that we're coming into the 19th, the 20th, the 21st. Even like right now, a lot of us have been feeling it, to be honest, since the 16th. I believe that this week has basically been um, about standing your ground, about being whole and being in full representation of how you align versus how you soothe. A lot of the times we don't allow ourselves to be in the renewal because we'll be trying to rush to get to a point. I believe renewal isn't just the spark that basically operates in the new space and the fresh start. I believe it's also rejuvenation, which requires healing and rest, which requires being able to be in acknowledgement of um, what's occurred, but also an acknowledgement of how you've grown in this new rate and how you'll be able to be in this new space. Allowing yourself to recognize that self-care is the most important thing right now with your energy. If you feel yourself being depleted, cleansing is important, as I stated. Allowing yourself to have time alone to recharge and retreat is also important if you are, sitting in a space of low energy. You don't have to be so bottled down at this rate. Why? Because your spirit guides are here to assist you. Allow divine guidance to come in to help you with the right synchronicities, to actually connect you, to align you to make you more attuned to the relationship that you are cultivating with your assigned guides right now. Recognizing how the signs come in specifically for you and how you're communicating with your team is extremely important right now because of the hmm, the many options and the many decisions that you are asked to make right now. A lot of the times, how you may have done things previously in this new rate may not necessarily be aligned to where it is that you are going. Don't move off your throne performing, petitioning to prove a point. A lot of the times, some people, because they are still operating in their trauma, they're not necessarily fully healed, they will want you to basically lower your rate of experience based off of what they've already decided upon you. Regardless of what options are present for you, recognize that in alignment, um, aligned for your highest good isn't going to be every decision. It's not going to be every opportunity. Some of them will basically have to be left aside and be comfortable doing that. Why? Because of your self worth. Knowing your self worth allows you to be in a high vibrational state. It doesn't require you to constantly be in combat, fighting to be seen or be accepted. Allow yourself to be free in your creativity at this time. Do something that allows you to be in your fullest and highest, energy, as well as listen to your heart space right now. Doing what you love is also important in, getting back to your body, grounding. I love you guys. Be confident. I'm seeing this at the top of the deck. Be confident right now and release all doubts. Don't feel lonely in any disharmony that you may be perceiving, and don't be guarded, okay? Peace. I love y'all.